An American giant is shrinking, and Indian workers in the United States, they are watching very, very closely. Hello and welcome to TimesXP. I am Driti, Atri, and the latest shockwaves in America's job market is coming from one of its biggest telecom players, Verizon. 15,000 jobs, all gone. A massive reconstruction and growing fear among Indian professionals who are working in tech, telecom, and corporate America. Let me narrate what exactly is happening here and why is Verizon all of a sudden cutting 15% of its workforce, and why should Indian employees in the US be worried about it? Let's break it down. Well, let's talk about the collapse that nobody expected here. Imagine the US telecom industry like a wrestling ring maybe. AT&T in one corner, T-Mobile in another one, and Verizon, once the unbeatable champion, all of a sudden, stopping. Indian workers in New Jersey, Texas, North Carolina, where Verizon has major offices, are whispering the same thing. Is this the next big layoff wave? And it might just be actually, because Verizon subscribers' growth has slowed. Competition has intensified, customers don't want premium unlimited plans anymore, and into that mess walks a new CEO, Dan Schulman, who quickly realizes that the company is kind of bleeding, and that too very badly. Then came the layoff earthquake. Routers break the story, and the numbers, they are brutal. 15,000 jobs gone, 15% of Verizon's entire workforce. The layoffs starting next week. Verizon refuses to comment, which is corporate language for this is happening. Indian workers in managerial and tech roles who often sit in the non-union category will feel the heat here, because that's exactly where the cuts are aimed. In fact, a source told Reuters that more than 20% of Verizon's non-union management staff will be affected. Now, basically, that includes mid-level managers, tech leaders, corporate teams, project supervisors, exactly the kind of jobs many Indians hold in the US companies. Store shake-up, more uncertainty, maybe just for Desis here. Verizon also plans to convert 180 company-owned stores into franchisees. Now, for Indian store managers and retail workers, specifically in states like New York, California, and Florida, this basically means new ownership, new policies, new job uncertainties, no guarantee of retention. Well, this translation will hit immigrant workers really hard. But you know why is Verizon really doing this? Let's get to the real reason here. Because the US consumer has completely changed. They don't want an $80 a premium month plan. They don't want an overpriced 5G bundles. They don't want to pay extra for the best network now. Indians in the US, they feel this too. Saving money has become a priority in 2025. And in the meantime, AT&T and T-Mobile, they are offering cheap deals, free phones, in fact, contract buyouts, and Verizon is kind of losing here. This is no longer competition, this is survival mode. Analysts say that Verizon may even have to subsidize expensive iPhones just to stop people from switching now. A company that spent billions, now cutting thousands. Now, here comes the big number, ladies and gentlemen. Verizon has spent about $52 billion on C-brand spectrum, $20 billion for Frontier Communications, $6 billion for TracFone Wireless. Basically, billions spent, but customers, not enough. Now, Indian professionals in the US, they know this pattern too well. When a company overspends, workers pay the price, right? Indian employees ask that, are we really next? Verizon has 110,000 US employees. Many are Indians who are working in software development, cloud and network engineering, retail operations, business management, and even customer experience. In fact, last year, they already cut 4,800 jobs. Now more, 15,000. Now for Indians on H-1B visas, this is scary because layoffs, they don't just mean losing a job. They mean a 60-day deadline to find a new work, visa uncertainty, possible forced return to India, stress for families and kids in school. And that's why the community, it is rattled. Let's talk about what this means for the Indians in America right now. This is bigger than Verizon. it signals a shift in the US job market. We are seeing rising layoff in tech, telecom companies cutting cost, slowing American consumer spending, corporation dumping middle management here, retail reconstructing, and high pressure on H-1B workers. Indian community, one of the strongest pillars of America's tech and telecom workforce, is on high alert. In the end, this is not a corporate story. This is a warning. If Verizon, a giant, is cutting 15,000 jobs, the industry is heading into a deeper reset. Indian workers in the US, you must stay prepared, update resumes, strengthen your network, explore backup options, and stay informed, because this is just the beginning. More layoffs are coming across America's telecom, tech, and retail. And the question is no longer, will this affect Indians in the US? The question is, how soon and how hard?